Greetings, we are from Group 19. I'm Arun Saranyan.
I'm Saida. I'm Ingrid. I'm Alicia. I'm Amal. I'm Aisha.
I'm Fahim. I'm Karbo.
And we are going to be talking about what ethical and moral dilemmas arise when applying the theories from the chapter. How should individuals and organizations balance ethical concerns and practical decision making? And the presentation is about Chapter 6, Creativity and Innovation in Critical Thinking.
First, I'm going to explain what critical thinking is. Critical thinking is a deliberate and reflective form of judgment. It involves carefully interpreting information, analyzing it, evaluating its credibility, and then drawing justified conclusions. According to Fasion 2015, there are 6 core skills involved: interpretation, analysis, evaluation, self-regulation, explanation, and inference. These skills help us to avoid accepting claims blindly. Instead of reacting immediately, we assess evidence before forming conclusions. For example, rather than believing a product advertisement immediately, a critical thinker would check research, examine evidence, and question testimonials. Creativity is the ability to produce ideas that are both original and useful. Unlike critical thinking, which focuses on analyzing information, creativity focuses on generating possibilities. Some key characteristics include generating multiple possibilities, thinking flexibly, and combining existing ideas in new ways. In decision-making, creativity allows us to explore several possible solutions before selecting one. It opens up options instead of limiting them. Creativity and critical thinking are closely connected, but they serve different roles in the thinking process. Creative thinking is responsible for generating ideas. It allows us to explore possibilities and think beyond conventional limits.
Now I'll explain innovations and its advantages to organizations and also to the society. According to Harper, in 2024, he defined innovation as the process of developing and bringing to market new ideas, new products, services, ideas, or solutions to problems. In simple terms, innovation is about turning new ideas into real-world solutions that create value. First, now let's look at the advantages to organizations. Innovation helps improve efficiency and the quality of products or services because new technologies and processes allow work to be done faster and better. Next, innovation also benefits the society. One advantage is that it helps address and solve social issues. For example, online medical consultations reduce hospital overcrowding while saving time and cost for patients. Another advantage is that innovation enhances quality of life. Online payment methods make transactions easier, faster, and more convenient, which simplifies everyday activities for many people.
Coming to the main pillar of creative thinking, Foci model. The Foci model explains that creativity develops in stages like Mini C, Little C, Pro C, and Big C. I'm going to cover Mini C and Little C. Developed by the Creativity Research, James Kaufman and Ronaldo Barreto. Creativity is not just genius level. So as many people think, creativity is not only just for genius people. It exists on 4 levels: Mini C, Little C, Pro C, and Big C. Coming to Mini C. Mini C is personal insight during learning. It happens when we understand the ideas in our own unique way. So examples like understanding a robotics concept in your own way. So design a robotics project in your own way. Designing a small personal project and finding your own study method that work. Little C. Little C is everyday creativity used to solve daily problems. It is practical and visible in normal activities. Coming to the examples, you can see the picture creating a smart dome cooking method and then designing a simple club poster. Everyday creativity, social impact. Many major innovations begin as small little C ideas. Personal learning, daily problem solving grow into a larger change. Small creative actions, when shared and developed, can influence society. Coming to the real world connection, examples like social media tools, student-led robotics, innovations, and sustainable daily habits becoming global movements. In concluding, creativity starts internally with Mini C, grows through everyday actions in Little C, and can eventually lead to major social impact.
Firstly, creativity starts with professional creativity. This level develops after many years of study, training, and experience in a specific field. It is a type of creativity shown by experts. These individuals have strong knowledge and skills, and they use them to improve their profession. Big C creativity refers to groundbreaking ideas that change the society. These are major discoveries, invention, or work of art that influence many people and often change history. For example, Albert Einstein's theory of relativity changed science. William Shakespeare's changed literature and drama. Big C creativity is rare. It requires not only imagination but also deep knowledge, persistence, and strong critical thinking. These creators challenged existing ideas, carefully tested their theories, and defended their working with evidence. It is important to understand that pro C sometimes leads to big C. Many world-changing creators first became experts in their fields. After manifesting their profession, they were able to see new possibilities and change traditional thinking. In conclusion, creativity and critical thinking work together. Creativity helps generate new and original ideas. Critical thinking helps analyze, evaluate, and improve those ideas. Pro C creativity improves a profession. Big C creativity can change the world.
Ethical dilemma of speed versus safety advance. Organizations often want speed because it leads competitive advantages, market and profit shares, of recognition, and lower labor costs, while safety and honesty needs proper audience testing, transparency about race, and avoiding misinformation. The dilemma arises when the organization opts for speed, which causes incomplete testing, exaggerated claims, withholding known risks, ignoring unintended consequences. All this connects to critical thinking. Organizations should evaluate evidences, consider consequences, and analyze potential risks when they are opting for speed. Real-world examples such as technologies released before long-term risks were understood, medical and scientific claims before there was sufficient evidence, social news platforms spreading misinformation faster than corrections, ideas being misinterpreted for their unoriginal usage. As a buzzing tool. The organizations can use evidence-based decision-making for submitting their product, ethical foresight to anticipate consequences, intellectual humility such as we may be wrong when they are unsure about a certain thing, and transparency about the answer.
I'm going to be talking about the ethical dilemma, which is harm versus benefit. Technology and innovation have improved many parts of people's lives, but at the same time, they also create unintended harm. So the key ethical question is, when do these benefits outweigh the risks? While innovation creates value, it can also lead to privacy invasion, job loss, mental health issues, and social inequality. This reflects the ethical tension between beneficence, doing good, and non-maleficence, which is avoiding harm, as explained by Buchholz and Childress in 2019. Next. So now I'm going to be giving you an example, which is AI and automation. AI and automation clearly improves efficiency and productivity across many industries. However, they also raise important concerns. For example, jobs may be displaced, there may be biases in algorithms, and there are growing data privacy concerns. In fact, the World Economic Forum estimates that about 83 million jobs could be displaced globally by 2027. So the next slide is about social media. It helps people connect globally, communicate quickly, and even create business opportunities. However, there are also risks. These include increased anxiety and depression among young people, the spread of misinformation, and data privacy problems. The US Surgeon General 2023 has linked excessive social media use to negative mental health outcomes, which highlights the importance of responsible use. Next. So I'm going to be talking about why all of this matters. Because good critical thinking means asking important questions like who benefits, who might be harmed, can the risks be reduced, and what are the long-term effects. Innovation should not only be effective, but it must also be responsible. And that is why ethical thinking is essential in our technology-driven world.
When we're talking about ethical dilemma, profit versus responsibility. When we look at the core conflict, the tension between maximizing profit and upholding social and ethical responsibility, organizations are expected to grow and remain competitive while also acting responsibly towards society, employees, and the environment. This creates the need to adopt ethically innovative strategies that balance profit with social responsibility rather than prioritizing one at the expense of another. When we look at how the dilemma arises, it can be seen in everyday business decisions such as reducing costs instead of paying fair wages, prioritizing fast production over environmental sustainability, monetizing data rather than protecting customer privacy, and pursuing rapid innovation without considering long-term societal impact.
Open-mindedness allows us to explore different perspectives and generate creative possibilities without judging too quickly. However, evaluation is necessary to question assumptions and examine consequences. For example, a company may design an innovative product creatively, but critical evaluation is needed to ensure that the product is safe, feasible, and ethically safe to launch.
There are many solutions for ethical development, but the most common and practical way is to use a structural ethical decision framework. This method can best help in balance benefits, minimize harm, protect stakeholders, and manage risk responsibly. So, what are the steps to use a structural ethical decision framework? So the step 1 will be identify ethical issues and clarify what values and parameters are in conflict. So step 2 will be stakeholders. We need to find out who the everyone that are directly or indirectly affected by these issues. Step 3 will be evaluate the impact. Consider positive and negative impact as in long-term and short-term effect. Step 4 will be risk assessment. Analyze the risk before implement the solution for this ethical dilemma.
Okay, so we already looked at all the theories, and now let's look at the conclusion. Applying creativity and critical thinking theories can create ethical dilemmas such as innovation causing unintended harm, profit being prioritized over social responsibilities, speed of development compromising safety and honesty, misuse of idea and misinformation, or inequality. To balance ethical with practical decision making, individuals and organizations should evaluate potential risk and long-term impact, consider all stakeholders affected, combine open-minded, creative and critical evaluation, prioritize responsibility alongside effective and success. Now, effective innovation is not just about what we can do or what can be done, but what we should do. Thank you very much.